Starting to disassemble a little bit more. I'm starting to get ready to pull the head off, and I noticed that there's a significant amount of scoring on this bucket right here, which is the exhaust side of cylinder 5. And then I looked at the cam lobe, and yikes. I think I'm gonna need new cams. That doesn't look good. It's really scored up. Great. Heads off. Everything looks pretty good. Some of these cylinders they have water in them there was water on top of the head when I cleaned it, when I power washed it out, and some of it just wasn't dry, and when I took the plugs out, the water kind of ran in. So that's just water from that. No big deal. So apart from the weird cam bucket issue, everything else looks pretty good. Head looks pretty good underneath. So, finish tearing down the rest of this. Get the oil pump off, get the sump and the pan off. Yep, coming along nicely. Alright, everything's kind of a mess right now, but it's ready to paint. I think, yeah, I haven't put the oil pump on yet. I'm just gonna paint it and then put the pump on. So, ready to paint. Got quite the mess here to clean up. Check back in once the block's painted. And it's painted. So I was testing the sandwich plate to make sure that the motor mount's gonna clear, which it is. And then tomorrow, maybe, I'm not really sure yet, I'm gonna dunk that in a bucket of degreaser and get that one and the other one all cleaned up, the motor mounts. But it is painted. It's ready to put the oil pump on, and then I think I'll also put the bottom end on as well, the pump and the oil pan and the sump, and we'll go from there. Okay, I've been trying to do my best to keep all of this up to date, but I missed a few things. I got the oil pump on, I got the sump and the oil pan on. I ended up going with a new sandwich plate. This one fits a little bit better, and it's got the smaller fittings here. But what else have I done? I also degreased the engine bay. So I've probably got a little more fine details to do before I start like scuffing and sanding and all that stuff. But it is so much cleaner. I can actually work in here and not come out covered in like 3 layers of grease and filth. So anyway, what I'm working on right now is I'm disassembling the head. So I've got all the old springs and retainers out and sort of pulling out the old valve stem seals, which are very dry rotted and brittle. Of course, these are the exhaust side, so they're going to be a little worse just from the heat, but you can see here there's a little piece of O-ring left there. All I gotta do is just stab it a little bit and it just falls apart. Just like that. Just falls apart. So these are junk. Yep, there we go. So I'll get the rest of this off, get it all cleaned out. So I don't have them here, right here in the garage, but I ordered some BC272 cams. So I hope those work out really well with the setup. For now, maybe a little on the aggressive side, but I am planning on building this in the next, I don't know, year or two. I'll build the whole bottom end. Forged rods, probably run, I don't know, 9.5, 10-to-1 compression. So, there's the old engine harness to work on. getting that assembled as soon as the engine's back in too. Still a lot to do. I got quite a few parts cleaned and painted. I get these powder coated, I think. This is, I haven't decided on this. The paint's okay, it's holding up okay, but I may get it powder coat the valve covers too. I'm gonna go with a sort of a black texture like this if I can get it. I'd like to do something like that, but we'll see. So now we're lapping the valves, and you can see these two, please focus. You can see these two exhaust valves here are done, and they've been lapped, and then these two here, you can see all the pitting going on. So those have not been done yet, but that's what they'll look like when they're done. So it's cleaning up pretty well. Get all these valves lapped and get the springs put back in, and then we'll get ready to put the shimless buckets in. Okay, all the valves and the seats are lapped. I'll give you a little close-up view here, and you can see they're much better. They were kind of pitted and stuff just from you know, many years of use and abuse. Got the valves all lapped and labeled. I'm gonna get those cleaned up. I just got done cleaning this up, the head, and then sprayed the valve guides down with some WD-40 to get some of that water driven out of those guides, and then I'll put some oil in them so they can't rust. And then I'll put these little valve seats back in. Found out that those could just fly out. Yeah, I actually lost one, so I had to buy some more. So I found out those can just fly out wherever they want, and then you lose them. So we'll get those put in, get the valves and springs in, and then we'll be on to the next phase. Next phase is complete. Got all of the springs and retainers in. Those are PC springs. So all of the valves are back in. I tested it for leaks using so just some gasoline. You know, just put the head upside down, put some gasoline in the chambers, and just check for leaks. No leaks that I could tell. So, all right. I think that'll be it for this video. I'm not really sure when we're gonna get a chance to put the shimless buckets and the cams in yet. Possibly this week. It's just hard to say. So yeah, the weather's a little crap right now. It's pretty cold. As we've gone through like a little cold snap here, like low double-digit temperatures, and so I'm not sure when we'll get that done yet. But there it sits still on the stand until I can get that head put on, and then get some of my parts powder coated, and I think that'll be it. I think we could pretty much assemble the whole rest of the engine, and then we will start on the engine bay. At that point, I'm not really looking forward to it. I don't enjoy this as much, but it has to be done. So that's all I have for this video. I will keep you guys updated. Bye.